With an average circulation of over 2.3 million items a year, 2,244 visitors a day, and up to 938 items checked out per hour, the Cupertino Library is a force to be reckoned with. But it's not just a place, a building, a source for online services 24/7. It's a state of mind, an institution for lifelong learning and self-improvement. Authors and essay winners meet, the teen room gets a new look, and history comes alive. All this and more coming up next.
This is CLF, the Cupertino Library Foundation.
When the library teen room needed a facelift, the Library Foundation, along with some partners, was there for the much-needed upgrade. In a great example of how the Cupertino Library Foundation successfully partners with businesses, organizations, and others in the community, teens in Cupertino now have an even better place to go.
The Cupertino Rotary gave a lead donation of $25,000, and the Cupertino Library Foundation and the Friends of the Cupertino Library gave an even larger donation.
The City of Cupertino, the Santa Clara County Library, and HSBC Bank were also significant donors.
They had a lot more seats, more bookshelves, more computer outlets, and a contemporary look.
The space is much better because there's more computers, very important for teens. The way the seats are arranged and the nature of the seats keep the noise contained in the area, and I see more use, and the layout overall is much better. I just love it. And I think the teens love it too.
Community collaboration at its best. In other news, the annual Silicon Valley Reads event came to Cupertino, and once again, the Library Foundation was there to provide county-wide program support. More than 140 attendees were on hand to meet and hear from the authors. G. Willow Wilson, author of The Butterfly Mosque, and Sumbul Ali Karamali, author of The Muslim Next Door, signed books and answered questions in a panel discussion.
I'm so flattered to be part of this. It is one of the biggest, best organized, most enthusiastically attended community reading programs that I have ever seen.
It's been wonderful so far, and I'm just really impressed that they have over 100 events all centered around my book and Willow's book. It's a privilege.
The Library Foundation also sponsored an essay contest open to community members. And the adult and teen winner each took home $500, with the second place winners collecting $300 each.
As a Chinese American and as a non-Muslim, I had to understand the tradition and of the religion and of the culture.
After reading the book, I realized how similar the author is to my mom.
Diana McNutt organized the event along with the Cupertino Library Foundation board members, and it was a great event.
We've committed $10,000 plus over each of the last 4 years to this event. We think it's a great library community collaborative event.
In yet another example of how the Library Foundation works to make the library so much more than just a building with books, CLF teams up with the Cupertino Historical Society and the library to form the Santa Clara Valley History Collaborative. Twice a year, the collaborative hosts exhibits that run for 6 months. A popular project is Bells and Whistles, Railroads in the Bay Area. What was rapid transit like at the turn of the century? Find out how trains help modernize the Santa Clara Valley.
The Santa Clara Valley Collaborative is a combination of the Cupertino Library Foundation, the Cupertino Historical Society, and our Cupertino Library.
The Cupertino Library Foundation provides funding. They also provide public relations and their enthusiasm and support.
In addition to the California Western Americana collection, which includes materials on the American trek west to California, the History Collaborative includes rare books and other artifacts. Besides the collection, the Library Foundation also brought in railroad historian Randy Hees for a talk on narrow-gauge railroads in the Bay Area. We'll be back with more right after this. You are watching CLF.
Earl Tempens thinks that poetry should stay in books. that nobody reads in libraries. Cupertino Poet Laureate David Denny hosts and performs at free public poetry readings and features local writers. Earl says thinking local is thinking small. David Denny supports and promotes Cupertino businesses. Earl thinks computers and the internet are never going to catch on. David Denny thinks a good poet laureate should maintain a public internet presence. In Earl's mind, education stops as soon as you get throwed out of school. Our poet laureate David Denny wants to hold writing workshops and contests for Cupertino residents of all ages. Earl thinks workshops are for fixing stuff. David Denny believes poet laureates should sponsor events that highlight the creativity of Cupertino residents, educate the public in the nature and role of the arts, especially the literary arts, be the public face of poetry. David Denny, your poet laureate.
I'm David Denny, and I approve this message.
The Library Foundation believes self-education is a vital component of the Cupertino Library. That's why the foundation teamed up with the Santa Clara County Library System to support the Plane Tree Health Information Center. Located on the second floor of the library, Plane Tree offers in-depth health and medical information services individualized to the specific needs of each patron.
Plane Tree's been providing health and medical information services in our community since 1989. We're so pleased to be in our new location inside the Cupertino Library, and with support from their foundation, we're reaching many people who can benefit from our in-depth, one-on-one help with health information services.
Plane Tree librarians and trained volunteers, including Mandarin speakers and others upon request, are available. Library patrons now can make informed decisions about health and healthy decisions about life.
Turning to the world of science, certain elements combined, is that a science joke? To form the nucleus of a program called S-Cubed, Super Science Searches. For this partnership, the Library Foundation established a symbiotic relationship with the Cupertino Library and the Cupertino Unified School District.
The Cupertino Library Foundation came to us with this opportunity at an appropriate time. It's right as we are incorporating more reading, writing, and research skills into the different disciplines. It meets hand in glove with what the new Common Core state standards are asking us to do in school.
Our objective is for students to develop research projects that are appropriate and interesting to them. And in doing this, we want them to develop their critical thinking skills. This allows them to assess the credibility and accuracy and appropriateness of information source. And to do this, we want them to utilize the library's database, because the library database contains vetted information sources.
The S-Cube pilot program involves a limited number of science students at Cupertino, Kennedy, and Lawson Middle Schools. We will have more right after this, so don't make like an atom and split.
This is CLF, the Cupertino Library Foundation. Are you an artist in Santa Clara County looking for a place to display your 2D works of art? If so, the Cupertino Library wants to hear from you. Visit the Cupertino Library Foundation website at www.cupertinolibraryfoundation.org and look under the Programs tab for Art Wall.
Welcome back. It is time for another installment of FAQs for the CLF, where we take questions that come in via Facebook, Twitter, email, smoke signals, and more. Let's start with an email question that came in. Okay, I keep hearing about Gandhi Day. What is it all about? Signed, Gandhi fan. Great question.
Cupertino Library Foundation sponsors this event every year. It's October the 2nd. And the city of Cupertino has recognized October 2nd as a Gandhi Day, and they have given us a proclamation. We do the best to have it in Cupertino Community Hall, and we have on this day all sort of like music, dance, quiz, all sort of activities on that day. And we encourage the parents, the kids to come in costumes of Gandhi, representing Gandhi.
Our next question arrived via horseback. What doth thee knoweth, pray tell, about the performance that goes by the name of Macbeth?
The Cupertino Library Foundation's mission includes supporting lifelong learning, and one of the ways that they do this is by promoting and sponsoring cultural events such as Shakespeare's Macbeth, which was offered here at the Cupertino Library and was brought here by the San Francisco Shakespeare Festival.
Ah, looks like a tweet just came in. Let's see if I can read this. What does the foundation have planned for the future for the library? Only 72 characters. Gotta love those tweets.
Well, we're in the final stages of launching a technology toolbar, and the idea is to provide for the residents of Cupertino an opportunity to test out all the latest gadgets that will use any of the library's media. It could be music, videos, and books.
Great idea. Can't wait to see that happen. Okay, here is a Facebook question. Partnerships, you got them? Wow, even shorter than our last tweet.
Yeah, the foundation is all about partnerships. We team up with community resources through organizations like Rotary to make things happen, but we also work with the schools, Historical Society, the Advisory Council, Friends of the Library, and others to achieve our mission to enhance the library.
Looks like we have time for just one more question today, and amazing. People still use snail mail. I am a new resident to Cupertino. Has the foundation been around a long time? Well, let's find out.
Since 1994, the Library Foundation's raised more than $3.1 million to support the library.
Back in 1994, when the library was suffering severe budget cuts, the Cupertino City Council reached out and asked for help, and then the Cupertino Library Foundation was formed. And one of the highlights of the organization is the fact that we set up a capital campaign and raised $1.2 million to furnish this new library, which opened in 2004.
Our vision is to encourage lifelong learning and self-improvement through a great library in a great town. If you agree, we can always use your support, whether that support's in the form of financial support, being on the board, or joining in another way. We can certainly use your help. Cupertino Library Foundation is here. Join us.